Atlanta.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. Tonight on the show, as normal, we're going to be shooting the breeze a little bit. I will be reviewing Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. We're going to talk about auctions, snow, and did I mention snow? So listen to the music and we'll be right back. Snow!
Welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. Of course, I am Captain Fizz.
Greetings once again from the seventh moon of thunder, which seems to be, very a sickly place these days. I am that Mask Guy.
A week ago, I had mentioned that we did not have snow yet, and how it was either a good thing or a bad thing. Well, we have snow. Well, we have cold, wet crap. It's not quite snow, it's not quite anything else. It's just slush now, and I'm trying to walk home, and I swear I could actually ski all the way home without having skis on. It's disturbing. I like waking up to snow. It's a great feeling on a weekend. When you have to go to work and you wake up to snow, it's cold, wet crap. There is no good thing to snow, except for the fact work finally picks up and Christmas is around the corner, which is yet to be determined if that's good or bad.
We'll just say indifferent for the moment.
Yes. We are very indifferent to the fact that Christmas is some odd days away. 1 month. 2 months? 1 month.
Let's not even calculate this in our heads. I don't want to really think about it too much.
Yes, I don't want to think about it either. And this coming up weekend is the Grey Cup weekend, which thankfully is played in a dome. So no football players will be cold that day.
Yeah, let's not, try to bring up too much about Canadian football, because honestly, how many of you people, below the 49th parallel even care about Canadian football? Even if it is the superior game. It is superior, and but hockey is far superior. And usually at this time of year, people are already skating. They're on the river. The river hasn't even frozen yet, so this is like really disturbing. Okay, well, technically speaking, yes, Winnipeg's known for its really cold winters, but honestly, most of the time, we're lucky if it's safe to go on the ice until like the end of December, early January.
I'm usually on the river, early December-ish, depending on the year. Some years, worse than others. But typically, it's the start of December, and, to not be on the river or not see anyone on the river or, ice period on the river is slightly disturbing and kind of worries me to a point that there's a lot of, a lot of people who go ice fishing that are still waiting, and all these jobs that rely on ice and all that. There's just so much, people relying on this and it's not happening. It's bad.
Oh, I suppose it could be bad. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people outside of those, said industries that are, all that worried about it.
I worry about it because I look like a freaking penguin every time the snow first flies. I'm waddling home. I don't walk, I don't slide, I waddle. I'm like one step away from being a penguin. That's like belly flopping the ground and sliding all the way home. It is sad. I've been called an ostrich in the winter. I've been called a penguin. Ostrich more or less when I'm at a bus stop and I'm cold, so I start walking back and forth and start pecking at the ground with my feet, not my beak.
Not your beak, your feet.
Yeah, considering I don't have a beak, but Yeah, that's besides the point. And I waddle like a penguin because it keeps me warm and it keeps the snow flowing around me. And I don't understand my reasoning for it. It's just I walk like a penguin in the winter. And
Fair enough point.
it makes people laugh, apparently. And, well, I like penguins and penguins like me. I've never met a penguin, but I'm assuming they like me.
Really? Because I know we had them at the Assiniboine Zoo for a little while, or maybe you were still in Alberta.
I might have been. I know I did meet penguins out in Calgary Zoo. They did not like me. They were, they're very indifferent to me. They just waddled up to the glass, pecked at it, and then walked away. So I think they didn't like me, but I'm going to pretend they did just because it makes me feel better. I did meet a penguin in Edmonton that threw a fish at me. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I thought I was a penguin and decided I needed a fish or something. I don't know. But see, a penguin threw a fish at me.
Well, yes, I suppose that might be a good explanation.
Yes, so that's my story about how I look like a penguin in the winter. All I need now is like a tuxedo, and I'd have the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay.
I do have a penguin suit, though.
I believe you.
So, yeah. So what's been new in this last week for the mask guy?
Well, I'm still fighting this fall cold. I guess you could call it winter cold, but considering that we haven't really had snow until today,
it is the first snowfall automatically claims it's winter, therefore it's a winter cold now.
So now it is a fall cold that winter said nope, this cold belongs to us. And so yeah, I've been kind of fighting the cold. I had to go off to a course today for work to try to gain some credit hours towards getting my license for the upcoming year in insurance, which is so much exciting. So excited. I'm thankful for bringing this information to all of you right now.
We hate our day jobs.
we don't. Yeah. You know what? I gotta put bread on the table. For my family and keep a roof over our heads. So I'm not complaining too much. And if there's anyone who actually is listening from my work, which I highly doubt, I love you guys all so much. I just having to sit in a classroom all day long is not my idea of fun.
I haven't sat in a classroom since high school. That was a long time ago. I don't like classrooms. They're boring.
Yes. There is a ferocious white beast that just came into the studio.
I just got attacked by a white tiger. It might be meowing and purring, but hey, who am I to judge? It's a white tiger. So
I don't know. This is kind of a slow start to the show. So I don't know. I mean, we can kind of just continue on this crap. This is wet crap, and where to find it after all. But you know what? I mean, before I get into doing the review on Fantastic Beasts, I guess you've heard this story. Carrie Fisher has come out and has admitted in an autobiography that she and Harrison Ford actually had, I believe it was her own words, a fling while shooting Empire Strikes Back, which kind of explains the chemistry that these two had.
Yes, I have to say this though: is anyone actually surprised? You don't have to tell us that you had a fling or an affair or whatever word that was used. Wow, you did. English is not my foretelling as of lately, but you already knew that they were together in one form or another just because of different things that happened.
Let's just say that there was a lot more charisma between the two of them than there was between Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman in the prequel trilogy. I don't know whether that was because of George Lucas or just because the two had zero chemistry is another story. But I mean, there was definitely, you could tell that there was some huge chemistry there, and regardless of whether anyone saw this coming or not. I mean, it does make sense.
I saw it coming.
So I don't know.
It was foretold.
I mean, Harrison Ford was very much aware, apparently, that Carrie was going to go off and tell the story. He even joked to her, to lawyer up about it, which is, I mean, as far as she was concerned, it was a joke, and we haven't heard of Harrison Ford going off and trying to sue her over this. I don't think it really matters because his marriage fell apart shortly thereafter, I believe, or maybe.
Which is why they called it an affair.
It was an affair, apparently, according to her. I hate doing gossip, but I mean, this is Star Wars gossip, so I mean, it's kind of fair, I suppose.
Yes, fair.
But apparently she was kind of heartbroken when he decided to go back to his way. Blah blah blah. End of story. I thought it was kind of interesting that I mean, probably the greatest couple in Star Wars history happened to be a real couple, even if it was only for a few weeks.
Yeah, well, and as I said, like, I don't think anyone's really surprised. I think there's gonna be a lot more in that book that people are surprised about than that. That's pretty much a given. Like, it's especially when you have two characters who are supposedly in love for the movie. Technically, generally it tends to happen that they end up together one way or another. Along the line. Very few movies I've seen where it doesn't happen.
Well, I'm like you. I'm not surprised. I would be surprised if some other interesting information came out. There was a book that she actually based off her childhood and early years, which got turned into a movie, which starred. I can't remember what her name is now. I think Debbie Reynolds may have been in that movie as her mom or something. I just can't remember I can't remember the name of the movie or the woman who starred in it. If someone's actually listening to us tonight, go off and let me know. I guess it'd be kind of interesting to remember. Although probably I'm the only one who even knows what the hell I'm talking about, which wouldn't be the first time.
It won't be the last.
It won't be the last time.
Yeah, no, I do love the fact that actually they announced the standalone Han Solo movie, which is ironic with all this news coming out as well. And you have Daenerys playing in the movie. She's been cast to play in the movie, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if you don't know who Daenerys is, she is from.
You're talking about from Game of Thrones.
Yes, Emilia Clarke.
And I can't remember the name of the character she's playing, but it was actually from a trilogy of books that was put out, which is now considered legends in the Star Wars universe. And she's actually so this character is going to once again become canon, which is pretty exciting. I've actually heard some interesting stuff. I've heard that Grand Admiral Thrawn is supposed to be in this movie. Jabba the Hutt, I mean, obviously Jabba is going to be in this movie. And one of the most interesting names I've heard attached to this movie is Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yes.
Which, if this is true, that's kind of epic. I've really enjoyed the way they portray the character in Star Wars Rebels. And so I'd be very interested to see, how this character, can be portrayed on the big screen. There's only, honestly, there's only one character who I'd loved even more to see in some form in Star Wars movies, and that would be Mara Jade. Who knows?
No, I'm still waiting for the standalone Obi-Wan Kenobi movie that nothing's been announced on. I really want to hear more about that.
That would be very interesting. Although, I mean, I think there is some legend stories that they could really go off and they could bring into doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. There was a series of comics which, ironically, I believe were called Star Wars Legends, which was about a distant descendant of Luke Skywalker's named Cal, I believe. And in the story, we find out that the Empire has taken over once again, this time led by a whole order of Sith Lords. And when Cal goes off and is captured by them, the leader goes off and